Week after week, we continue dealing with, of course, rain. It's an all too familiar situation. A reminder of the damage floodwaters created, though, in February of 2019.
Even worse then. And tonight, we're getting a look inside an organization that had to close its doors last year because of relentless rain. These are pictures the Muse Knoxville shared on Facebook in February 2019 of all those floodwaters surrounding the facility. Nearly a foot of water filled the planetarium and damaged the storage area as well. For roughly 3 weeks, the museum was closed as they cleaned and the water was drained.
New here at 4 o'clock, WATE 6 on your side reporter Laura Halm looking at those repairs made since then. She joins us now live here in the studio. Laura.
It's been a busy year, cleaning, repairing, growing, and opening new exhibits. But it's something leaders at the Muse Knoxville say they're thankful for. Rainy days still happening.
Certainly a couple of weeks ago, we had that very heavy rain on Thursday. We were definitely getting nervous and coming up with plans in case we did take on water.
Last year, the planetarium at the Muse Knoxville took on about a foot of water. We got a look inside as it was going down.
Thankfully, it did not impact the rest of our spaces. It would have been a lot more tragic for the museum if that had occurred.
Behind the planetarium is their storage area, which flooded in 2019 too.
We had to rip all of those materials out. So some carpet, drywall, some other materials, and then a lot of educational materials that are stored in the back of that planetarium area, unfortunately, had to be tossed out and replaced.
While repairs happened, the planetarium was closed about 6 weeks.
So we worked hard to get everything cleaned up, wiped down, treated so that it wouldn't produce any mold or anything toxic for our guests. And once everything was all clear, we put the carpet back, drywall up, painted, everything looks back to normal.
February is a big month for field trips and events. Leaders say they took a pretty hard hit with the museum being closed about 3 weeks.
Insurance, unfortunately, only covered about $1,200 of the damages that we had. So when we talk about the landscaping and the painting, a lot of the material replacements, and then of course the loss of business revenues and the expenses on the payroll side, we were in the hole by over $50,000.
A year later, though, there's the sense of gratitude.
The silver lining that came out of last year for us is it inspired us to open a second location, and that's basically let us expand our mission.
It's worth mentioning city leaders say there are 2 pumps in the Chilhowie area, and when heavy rainfall is forecasted, the pumps lower the level of nearby lakes, diverting that water. But earlier this month, the rain was so heavy those pumps couldn't handle everything. So city leaders say they rented an extra pump and generator to avoid any flooding and overflows. Guys?
All right, Laura, thank you. You know, nearby the Muse is Zoo Knoxville. You may remember, last February, the zoo experienced electricity issues because a transformer in the back was under about 6 feet of water.
At the time, 6 generators were used to keep things running and animal care maintained. Zoo Knoxville telling us today the financial impact of the 2019 flooding was $500,000. Staff says the insurance they have covered the majority of the losses. Thank goodness.
Thank goodness. All right.